normal, ordinary British citizens should know this war, this bombing on Iran, it will really damage the economy in Britain in the next year or two. It will really add inflation for a war which has nothing to do with British interests and only is connected to Israeli endless appetite for expansionism.
We Jews stand shoulder to shoulder with the Iranian people. We have nothing against them. It's an illegal war, and we hope they will come out victorious.
Iran is a civilization where all the nations, all the different religions were living there. So we have all the synagogues that they have here in the UK. So we don't hate Jews, we don't hate Christians. Personal view, I went to school with Jews, with Christians, and all lies have been fed to the Western media, through the Western media, and demonizing Iran. And they put you in a situation to do the things you're doing to protect yourself. If Iran was bad, half of my family is Christian, so why are they living in Iran for 50 years and they're practicing Christianity all this time and nobody stopped them? So as a dual national, as a dual religion person who has family, I would say Iran is not like that at all. Iran is trying to do the right thing, and if the West hadn't put this new government or Jews in Israel, both the Jews and both the Muslims are suffering, so it's all from the Western doing.
Your strength is beautiful. Your resistance is beautiful. I've been to your country twice and your hospitality was second to none. I don't believe the propaganda, and I apologize for the Zionist entity and for America. They are ashamed of this planet, and you make us proud, Iran. You make us proud.
We will fight back Trump. We will stand with Iran. We are all Iranian, Palestinian, until last breath in our heart. We are all Iranians.
Stop genocide in Iran. Stop bombing the hospital. Stop bombing the railways. Stop bombing the people. Stop.
Iran's just been very heavily hit.
It's really catastrophic. It's incredibly dangerous and so disappointing. You know what I mean? We had a real opportunity to sort of end this with the memorandum of understanding, and it just looks like the US and also Britain's role in this and France is to totally sabotage this memorandum of understanding around the Strait of Hormuz. There was really clear framework that this was going to be something that Iran was going to be managing with Oman, and France and Britain have just gone in there, undermined this agreement, gone straight to Oman, and we know the US are doing the same, really desperately trying to kind of undermine this framework, sabotage the peace process, and reignite a very serious war. And I think that this is supposedly all about trying to sort of be reassured that Iran is not going to develop nuclear weapons, but why behave in this way? Why totally sabotage this deal that really could have made a massive difference? Because obviously for Iran, what's absolutely critical is lifting the sanctions. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are suffering so much because of these sanctions. And that was part of this memorandum of understanding. So really catastrophic situation. Countries, rather than joining the US in trying to sort of militarize the Strait of Hormuz, they should be getting people back to the negotiating table. That's absolutely critical.
IRGC was enlisted by British government and became a designated organization, which is doesn't do anything to British interests. Whether you are conservative, Tory, or like Labour, or a normal British citizen of business, it's just going to suffer from this. It's only designed for Israeli interests, and that was a sign for me. I'm not going to enter the politics of it, but it's a sign for me how much British politics in 2026 is infiltrated and hacked and owned by Israeli government and Israeli embassy in London. That's number one. Number two is we saw again that the United States did not abide by any of them articles in the MOU and throw the whole region back into a war, and also with a lot of implications and repercussions for global market, especially like gas and oil, the price of energy and the inflation for everyone around the world, including British citizens. And we don't see enough resistance to that. Even the demonstration today was not officially announced as saying no to bombing Iran. There was still around Palestine, and the fear of the anti-war movement not say anything openly about Iran shows to what extent the Israeli intimidation and the establishment intimidation around the issue of Iran has worked.
We are all here to support you.
So he's doing a campaign to support the group we're not meant to talk about. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Peter?
Yeah, it's about the de-prescription of Hamas. So Hamas are on the UK government terrorist list, and they've only been there for 5 years. It was Priti Patel put her on the list without any discussion. She went to meet Netanyahu on a holiday, and she came back. First thing she did is she banned Hamas, but it's caused massive problems because they're called terrorists now. Anyone wants to talk about Hamas in Britain, in theory, they go to jail for 14 years.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is a petition to take them off the prescribed list, and that's completely legal.
Right.
They can't arrest you for that. So any organisation that you think has been unfairly prescribed, if you look at the legislation, you're allowed to call for it to be taken off the terrorist list. Yeah. So I have already been doing this for 4 years. We got 1,500 letters. A couple of years ago, I took them to Downing Street.
You're saying that people shouldn't be afraid, and we can actually challenge this.
The law allows you to. The law allows you to call for the deep prescription of anybody. Yeah. It's your democratic right. And you can't, because of the Human Rights Act of 1998, you can't be banged up for it because you're saying you have right to talk about the Hamas or the Hezbollah or the IRGC. That right's been taken away from you by this legislation. And so by law, the government has to allow you to appeal that deep prescription.
National State Security Threat Bill says if you show a sympathetic view towards the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, that is now an offence. It's a massive, massive expansion of powers. It's very, very different, actually.
I think it needs to be tested. Yes. Because I don't think they can take away your freedom of expression so easily. If you don't try, you won't succeed. Get the retired people to say they've got nothing to lose. Like me, I'm a pensioner. They put me in jail. I don't care. I just have some more time to read. Right. So, to be honest, you've just got to test the system and see where it cracks.
I'm Tarek. I'm from Greens for Palestine. There are so many anti-imperialist motions. We've got Zionism is racism, Ashok Kumar's motion. If you want to join for an anti-colonialist party, an anti-Zionist party, an anti-imperialist party, join the Greens now, follow Greens for Palestine, and check out our motions. Check out Ashok's motion. Check out Greens for Palestine motion, Zionism is racism. Thank you.
It's why I just joined as well. I mean, what we need now here is a strong politics, alternative politics, and movement that can be inclusive of Iran's position and honest about Iran's position. You mentioned the legal assassination of Khamenei. When that happened, a week after that happened, Zach Polanski said he welcomed the assassination. He didn't use that word, he said the removal He said he welcomed the removal of Khamenei, and obviously Zapolansky is coming out as a voice in support of Palestine. I mean, I just joined the Green Party because there is a motion by Ashok Kumar. I don't know if you know about this motion, but it's supporting diplomacy with Iran, and at the same time there are people in Iran, in the Green Party, calling for sanctions and saying that they're anti-war. So basically there's issues within the party that needs sorting out, and so what's your take on all of that?
Absolutely, I'm aware of that, and I think that is the problem which is also endemic inside the Stop the War and Palestine Solidarity campaign, this situation of confusion and having fallen for anti-Iran propaganda. But I believe I have joined the Green Party myself.
You did as well, Yes. So you're supporting Ashok's notion,
My intention is that having the opportunity to enlighten people and to influence the policies and people's consciousness as much as we can.
Yes, definitely. And I would encourage others to join to support Ashok Kumar's motion and the anti-Zionist motion. And Zapolansky does need to think twice about what he said at the London Assembly, and actually meet with us Iranians and listen to our grievances about what he said, and also just the very fact that it is illegal. What he said he supported.
Zapolansky, don't listen to this propaganda of calling the Iranian government, which is at the forefront of anti-imperialist, anti-colonial struggle.
And just stick to international law. I mean, like, the removal, it's not a removal, it's an illegal assassination. And as a leader of the party in support of Palestine, you need to be clear about that. And that is what you said, that was your position at the London Assembly. So please apologise, that is what I would say.
And also I would like to add to that if Iran is defeated in this unjust, illegal war on Iran, Palestine will have no chance. Really, Iran is a pillar of anti-imperialist struggle in the region. If Iran falls, it will be bad news for anti-imperialist forces regionally and in the world.
Well, yes, and also the global economic crisis. I mean, how can we have a stable world unless we open up to Iran and talk to Iran? This demonization, this pressure to demonize and to close diplomatic routes, it has to be fought, and I'm sure you can do it, Zach, is what I would say.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you. And long live Iran.
Long live Iran,
Long live Lebanon. And all the anti-imperialist forces in the region and globally. Long live Cuba.
So have you heard much about the bombings recently in Iran?
Oh yes, of course, yes. After the, so to speak, memorandum of understanding, which I believe was a ruse by the Trump administration to buy time. Now there have been, which they didn't actually carry out hardly any of the points of the memorandum. They flouted all of them. From withdrawal from Lebanon to removal of sanctions, which of course it was impossible and they couldn't do, and unfreezing the assets, and also in relation to the Strait of Hormuz. Now there have been every day and every night there have been bombing of what they call military installations and assets in Iran, but also going for infrastructural assets. They are hitting desalination plants, they are hitting schools, they are hitting hospitals, they are hitting ordinary people and bridges that are used by people. They are hitting infrastructure in a systematic way in order to degrade the Iranian resistance and basically achieve their objectives. But fortunately, Iranian people are aware of this, and in the massive funeral procession for Ayatollah Khamenei. People came to the streets in Iran, in different cities, in Iraq, in Palestine, in India, in Pakistan, and 45 million. And many people couldn't attend, of course, and express their rage and anger at this genocide, at this war crimes and imperialist agenda. And they ask for revenge, which is right, because when they kill your leader, whatever your position might be, which is a war crime under international law, if you don't respond to that, it means that you don't have honor when you don't respond to that. You have to respond to something like that. This flouting of national sovereignty, it's a sign of weakness when you don't, and you go into negotiations. You don't negotiate with your enemy that is insulting you and is killing you, is killing your leader, is killing your commanders, is killing your scientists, and is destroying the infrastructure and threatening the destruction of Iran, annihilation of Iran. So I think people of Iran have spoken. And they are saying no, and they are prepared to resist. We are a culture of resistance. It's a nation of resistance. And it is Shiism and nationalism, Iranian Shiism and nationalism that go hand in hand. And we are saying that we will resist until we kick the Americans and the Zionists out of the region. And we will be, inshallah, victorious.
I mean, everything America does is just going to make the Iranian resolve even stronger. It's just the resolve is completely unbeatable.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to make the resolve of the people who have always been anti-colonial in Iran. The resistance in Iran is going to make the resolve stronger, because the enemy is showing its real face, which is a fascist face.
And maybe some young people were a little bit unsure before, but because they don't remember the Iran-Iraq war, but now they're seeing it firsthand, and the unity in Iran now is unbeatable. But at the same time, we're being silenced here. I mean, we can't talk too much about the National State Security Threat Bill, or certain groups are being prescribed and we can't talk about it. But in tandem, whilst all these war crimes are going on, we're being silenced here.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's absolutely disgusting.
But you see, that is the nature of the beast. We can't delude ourselves. If they didn't resort to the measures that are resorting to in anti-terrorism, what they call terrorism, then it would be really a mask. I think that whenever they feel that the resistance is powerful and the resistance is effective, then they resort to those measures. So I'm not surprised by that. But I think it's a situation of polarization on a world scale. It's a resistance, anti-colonial, anti-imperialist resistance led by Iran, and it is fascism.
So CND is really concerned about the fact that the British government is massively expanding its nuclear capability. So in the Defence Investment Plan, it made it absolutely clear that it was going to be pushing ahead with the purchase of at least 12 nuclear capable fighter jets, the F-35A fighter jets. So it's going to be buying these from the US. We think this is going to cost at least £2.5 billion. Now what's so serious about these nuclear jets is that they're part of the US kind of new nuclear posture, its kind of orientation into Europe. It already has these B-6112 new generation of nuclear weapons that are now stationed in NATO bases across Europe. And with these F-35A fighter jets, what it basically means is that the US, and Britain is totally part of this, is preparing to use nuclear weapons preemptively. The defence industry, they argue, these are just small nuclear weapons and therefore they can be used on the battlefield. The argument is that Russia's going to take Britain seriously, if Russia's going to be, deterred, then there has to be a real credible threat of nuclear weapons being used. But of course, these weapons aren't small. They are 3 times the size of the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima that killed over 200,000 people. So these are really, really serious nuclear weapons. And there's been many studies, modelling that have shown that if these nuclear weapons were used supposedly as like the bottom rung of the escalation ladder, that very quickly this would escalate into an all-out nuclear confrontation. And we know how serious the situation is in Ukraine now. It's only escalating. So you've got a real serious threat of a nuclear confrontation between nuclear-armed NATO and nuclear-armed Russia. So it's really, really serious. That's why our campaigning against these nuclear jets, but also against this war drive, against this warmongering that's taking place across Europe, has got to stop. So we're working really closely with other European peace movements to have a coordinated campaign against this.
Can you tell us a bit about mass conscription in this country?
Well, I mean, they're talking about it, aren't they? And certainly we know that this is quite a serious threat. In Germany, they've now supported voluntary conscriptions that could actually turn into compulsory conscription if they don't get the numbers that they want. We know that Germany wants to have like the biggest army in Europe. The situation here in Britain, we still have to see what's going to happen on that front. But certainly Burnham is massively pushing this war readiness agenda. He's trying to push it as like, this is going to be good for growth, this is going to be good for jobs, it's going to create apprenticeships for our young people. And we know that there is a huge recruitment campaign already taking place, and it's totally targeted in the poorest areas in Britain. It's absolutely disgusting. So while this government and Burnham is going to be pushing through further cuts to public services, making it much harder for young people to get jobs, we know that that's what's going to be pushing them towards war and fighting in those wars. So it's really, really important people take this seriously and say no to this war readiness agenda.
So we're linking the struggle of Palestine to the struggle against imperialism and all of those people fighting against imperialism in Iran, which has been bombarded by imperialist powers, by the US, supported by Britain here in this country. So as communists, as progressive people, we stand with Iran, their right to self-defense and their right to struggle against these powers that have been consistently, massacring and bombing their people.